All right, man. T.I. is rapping his arse off right now, and he has dissed my GOAT. Now, the other day, before I took a little bit of a hiatus, I did a live in reaction to the war snippet. And then this came out right after the live got released, of course. You know what I mean? But if you want my thoughts on 50 Cent versus T.I. and what that would look like, you got to head over there to the live and check it out because we're here for the diss. So T.I. puts out this diss record. It's called The Right One. And if y'all are ready to get into it, let's do it. But before we do, make sure you click that like button and subscribe button for me. I greatly appreciate it, man. It really does help the channel grow. And if you like content like this, you're going to find a lot of it over here, bro. You're going to find a lot of it. So thank you. I appreciate the supporters, the subscribers, the Patreon, my members. Thank all of you, man. All right, let's get into this, bro. This is T.I. The Right One. 50 Cent diss.
Did a nigga y'all scared of, man? Man, fuck this Lego head ass nigga, man. Ain't nobody studying this fuck nigga, man. Okay, they finally got the right one. Roll some, light one. That's alright, then. We'll have them for the night come. I don't like guns. I walk up on them knife some. Think he Tyson. Nigga, you ain't tough at my son. Ain't no fear here.
Alright. Putting a hook on a diss record is dope to me. That's from our era, bro. That's a my era thing. But, you know, the insinuation is you always picking the wrong ones, bro. Today, you came across the right one. You came across the right one. And, you know, I think 50 has went up against some crazy opponents. You know what I mean? But, you know, T.I.'s and this is the thing, man. If I'm going to be transparent and I'm going to be honest, I feel like T.I. is nagging 50 right now. I don't think that there's I think that T.I. just finally got pissed off to the point where he wanted to make a record about it. But T.I., like 50 has been like, bro, get off of me, dog. Like, and I say that in the live that I did the other day, man, when I was talking about that war snippet. But, you know, T.I. has been saying he's been on a press run for his album, not for the 50 stuff, but like for his album. And people are asking him about the 50 stuff. And he says like him and 50 had an agreement behind the scenes about doing a versus. To me, I think that's a farce. Either it's a farce or, you know, it's true. And 50's ideology as a New Yorker was just like, yeah, sure, buddy. Yeah, we can do that. In his head, he was thinking, I ain't never gonna do that. You know what I mean? And T.I. is looking at that like disrespect. But I just don't think I've followed 50 Cent. Like I said, he's my favorite rapper of all time. I followed him for a very long, extensive time frame, bro. Listened to him when nobody thought he was cool, like the whole nine. And 50 ain't never liked Tip. 50 has never liked T.I. And I don't think T.I. has ever liked 50 like that, to be honest. So to me, this sounds like already off the rip, it sounds like I've been wanting to get at you, dog. I've been wanting to get at you. So yeah, you got the right one. Talking about knifing something, that's, you know, for those of you that don't know, 50 has been stabbed. You ain't tough as my son, dog. Like the son's involved, you know, talking about because 50 posted dude's mother. So yeah, the son's out here going crazy. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, T.I.'s like, hey, bro, you ain't even as tough as my son. You ain't even gonna get to him. You got to go through me, but you ain't even as tough as my kid, bro. So, like, enough of the facade, enough of the pretend. I'm about to expose you. That's what this is. That's what this sounds like. It's like exposure. All right.
I'm a king and you a duck, you son. Nigga, you ain't tough at my son. Ain't no fear here. Bitch, I'm a king and you a duck, you got no peer here. With smoke, you get your fair share. You wouldn't dare stay.
I have to say this too, man, because I've heard of people asking, like, what is a duck? That's someone that ducks. You know what I mean? A lame. Just wanted to make that clear. All right.
Think he Tyson. Nigga, you ain't tough at my son. Ain't no fear here. Bitch, I'm a king and you a duck, you got no peer here. With smoke, you get your fair share. You wouldn't dare stare me in the eyes and move your dick sucker. Say that shit you say with your thumb. Boy, you's a big sucker. To me, you just a small man in a big shell. Bitch made ass nigga need pigtails. You take no issue with them white boy. It's only our people that you find to be an eyesore.
A lot of people are wondering, is that a shot at Eminem? I don't think that's a shot at Eminem. number one, I think that Ti has too much respect for Eminem to take that dig in that way. I feel like if Ti really wanted to call him out, he would say his name. I don't think that it's like a call out in that way. I think that he might be insinuating like you're tight with the white boy, and you always out here. You don't never like your Andrew Schultzen and Eminem in, but you'll never really rock with like the culture. Culture. I think he's taking shots in that way of like you don't even rock with the culture, bro. And I was trying to invite you into the versus arena so that you could rock with the culture. But my rebuttal to that as a 50 fan, and what I feel like 50's rebuttal would be, is that he's been blackballed by the industry, bro. Like, no, he doesn't rock with the culture. You know, the culture tried to dismantle him and keep him from reaching the levels of success that he made it to. So he doesn't. There's not a reciprocated like thankfulness for what the culture did for 50 because 50 was shunned by the culture. He had to really break through. Like, if it wasn't for Eminem and Dr. Dre, everybody else was like, nah. Even Irv Gotti talks about that. Like, he pushed him into Eminem and Dr. Dre because he blackballed him. So I just want that to kind of be known too. But let's get into the rest of it. All right, come on.
You take no issue with them white boy. It's only our people that you find to be an eyesore. Huh? Duck and Smoke, he won't even stand up for a legacy. I guess it cause he see a shit to fight for. Hey, listen, man, this shit ain't gonna go how you think it is. Down here we'll strip you out that shit, leave you with rabbit ears. And you ain't the only one with grime before you had a deal. You think you special, end up somewhere pushing daffodils. Nigga, you got less talent, you're less attractive, more average. You ain't got more motion, you just moving where it led traffic. You move.
He's going crazy. I love hearing T.I. rap this well. I do, bro. T.I. smoked this. T.I. is smoking this, bro. But he's, going back a couple of bars, he's talking about, let's just go back to it real quick.
Had a deal. You think you special, end up somewhere pushing daffodils. Nigga, you got less talent, you're less attractive. You special, end up somewhere deals. And you ain't the only one with grime before you had a deal.
You wasn't the only one grimy before you had a deal, dog. Like, you ain't the only one that's real. That's why I'm saying you picked the right one here. You have met your match. That's how T.I.'s coming across. You met your match. You finally met somebody that ain't afraid of you. You met somebody that ain't gonna let you bully me. You've met the right one. Now what's up? And I love that energy, bro. I love that energy.
You think you special, end up somewhere pushing daffodils. Nigga, you got less talent, you're less attractive, more average. You ain't got more motion, you just moving where it led traffic.
And you ain't got no motion, you moving where it's less traffic. That I hate. This is what I'm not gonna allow to happen, right? As a reactor, I gotta tell the truth. That's a lie. 50 ain't never been afraid of no motion, bro. And he's stood static a million different times. Like, go back to the BET Awards when he walked across everybody out there. It was like, he's always let it be known, like, I don't rock with you industry boys. If you're cool with me as a rapper, that's cool. Maybe we can, but like I said, he was blackballed by the industry, so G-Unit was like the most hated group of all time by their own industry. So I don't know, man. I don't think that that's true. It's a good diss, though. It's a good dig, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like everything that he says in this diss record is credible.
Talent, you're less attractive, more average. You ain't got more motion, you just moving where it led traffic. You moved out where it rapping and they gave you a DMX pack. You ain't that savage, nigga.
You ran out the way of rapping, they gave you a DMX package. I don't even know if he was given that DMX package, bro. I think that, 50 they gave him Get Rich or Die Trying the motion picture, right? And what he's talking about there is like DMX went into movies. But 50's just different, bro. It's a different scenario because he acted a few times, but then he started executive producing. And now he's like a major role in television. It's crazy. Thanks to his Power series. So
you got less talent, you're less attractive, more average. You ain't got more motion, you just moving where it led traffic. You moved out where it rapping and they gave you a DMX pack. You ain't that savage, nigga. You 5-0 dispatch. Old Tender dick, nigga, all mad. Could Puff let your bitch have it. Gave her tartar sauce and mustard like a fish salmon. And goddamn it, if this nigga
gave her tartar sauce and mustard like a fish sandwich is crazy too, bro. That's a good diss. And I do want this to be known too. Like, I think he's killing this. I think that the diss is hard. I think it's super dope. I just I can't move past some of the lines in it. Like just a couple of bars back, he says, "You moved out the way you're rapping." Right before he gets into the DMX sample, and I just thought to myself right now, like you're dissing a non-rapper, and now you're crediting the fact that you're dissing a non-rapper. You know he's a non-rapper, so you know that he ain't gonna respond. And when you talk about like he doesn't care about his legacy, bro, his legacy is solidified and it's stamped, and there's nothing that anybody can do about it because he's still a top 10 hip hop streamer on YouTube or whatever, but like you're not taking nothing away from his legacy with a diss record. And I don't think he feels the need to protect his legacy in the way that some people might. I'm not saying T.I., I'm saying some people, you know? And I think that that's the way he looks at a versus. I think 50 looks at a versus like, y'all are trying to revamp and revive your careers. I'm a megastar. Like my career is solidified. I'm still selling records. I'm still selling Get Rich or Die Trying. It's still streaming. It's still outperforming all of y'all's work. And it's true. I don't know.
Want drama, I'm not landing. Once it's up, I'm not landing. Truths is outlandish. Cause you're not that nigga and you're not that rich. Trying to stun on everybody with them white folks. Okay, they finally got the right one. Roll some, light one, that's alright then. We'll have them for the night come. I don't like guns. I walk up on them knife some. Think he Tyson. Nigga, you ain't tough at my son. Ain't no fear here. Bitch, I'm a king and you a duck. You got no peer here. With smoke, you get your fair share. You wouldn't dare stare me in the eyes and move your dick sucker. Say that shit you say with your thumb. Boy, you's a bitch. They say boo boo, bring your bitch ass outside, play in the street. You ain't no motherfucking gangster, you just pray on the weak.
Hey boo boo. I love that too, man, because that's 50's street name, and I ain't gonna lie, I always thought coming up when I heard him say like the name he went by in the streets was Boo Boo, I always thought that was crazy. I was like, bro, really? Like Boo Boo? But you know, you wasn't gonna try Boo Boo. I'll tell you that.
In the eyes and move your dick sucker. Say that shit you say
Unless
with your thumb. Boy, you
maybe
they say boo boo, bring your bitch ass outside, play in the street. You ain't no motherfucking gangster, you just pray on the weak. Man, all you do is talk shit and hope it stay on the net. Play detective, catch killers on some police shit. Grown men.
And that's in regard. He's talking about 50's docuseries that he's about to start doing. But bro, that's what I'm saying. Like 50 ain't in rap mode anymore. He's in TV land. He's making money, bro. Like solidifying his career. But T.I. goes on to like this verse is crazy.
Didn't hope it stay on the net. Play detective, catch killers on some police shit. Grown men making meme, that's a weird ass flick. Kick a nigga while they down, you a sucker for that. Having a moment, hate to let the nigga inch in my life, but I give his ass a case to saw about him mentioning my wife. You hate women.
That's when the facts start coming in, and I get excited about it, bro. Because I'm married and I got a family, and I think that that's the dopest flex, bro. Like, I'm gonna give you hell mentioning my wife, boy. You got the right one. I love it. I love that energy. But let's run it back a little bit right here, man, because I want to discuss a couple.
Flick, kick a nigga while they down, you a sucker for that. Having a moment, hate to let the nigga inch in my life.
Having a moment, I hate to let this dude inch in my life. That's what I was talking about. Like, this rollout is impeccable so far. I even like throwing the diss record into the rollout. I do like it, but I feel him on that, where it's like, really, this ain't doing nothing but helping T.I. Because you're getting all the 50 fans to look at T.I. and say, oh, what? T.I. dissed 50. We got to hear this. So I think that it's actually really good for your rollout, bro. I think it's going to help you sell more records than it wouldn't. But I like throwing the diss in there, but I think that that's just a dope dig. Like, bro, I'm out here like making a legendary run right now. I'm trying to solidify my presence, make it be known that I'm an Atlanta Giant, bro, and I gotta go over here and diss 50 now. But my thing is like T.I. knows he wanted to go out here and diss 50. He knows it. All right, let's get it.
But I give his ass a case to saw about him mentioning my wife. You hate women, get that why you can't keep one. You can't love them, cause from your mama you receive none. Oh no, you rather set fires to houses with babies in them. I got paperwork from niggas in prison, your name is in them.
That's a hard 4-bar quadrant right there. And listen, 50's mom died when he was young. Look, I think that's a low blow, but I think 50 went low with the tiny. I do. I think 50 went low first. So I'm not mad at Tip for saying it. And I'm not mad, like, first of all, if it's rap beef, I I'm one of those people that thinks like it's all off limits, man. The only thing that I might take into consideration is like calling somebody a PDF file and making the public think that. And I think Kendrick is crazy for that, but it is what it is. Like I said, everything is off limits. I just think that that's something that I probably wouldn't do. Outside of that, it's all up. It's all up in the air, at least from the era that we come from, and he comes from that era. So he ain't one of these new softies, which surprises me a little bit because I felt for a little bit of time, man, like T.I. seemed kind of, I don't know, man, just started snowflaking a little bit, man. That's it, you know. But I love this, and I love this, and it's because like don't talk about my family. The reason that you talk about my family is because you ain't got a family. That's really the center here, and I think that that's a dope flex. Like I said, man, like that is the flex to me. Like you can have all the money in the world, man. Money can't buy you that kind of happiness. Money can't buy you the respect of a family tree, the respect of a legacy. Money can't do it. So I think that that's dope for Tip to flex that, and you know also simultaneously these young kids that are looking up to this are like, oh, that's what's dope. Okay, having a family is dope. Having a wife is dope. Having kids is dope. Yes, yes, yes. I think that that's amazing. That's probably my favorite part about this record.
Key one, you can't love them cause from your mama you receive none. Oh no, you rather set fires to houses with babies in them. I got paperwork from niggas in prison, your name is in them. Peter Parker journalism, he's saying, I guess I'm Venom. More
I like that little add in right there. Peter Parker journalism, he's saying, I guess I'm Venom. But also, well, insinuating that like you only highlight that, what that insinuates is that 50, when he's reporting, he only highlights himself. He only highlights like the highlights, and he doesn't ever talk about or doesn't ever credit or doesn't ever like talk about the L's and talk about the losses that he's taken in his career. So he's always like highlighting himself, and that's why T.I.'s like Peter Parker type journalism. Okay, I'm Venom. All right, I like that. I think that's a dope dig.
niggas in prison, your name is in them. Peter Parker journalism, he's saying, I guess I'm Venom. Morals won't break up in them. New Yorkers, you gon' defend them? This your king, huh? He been a
Now, this is what I'm gonna say, man, because I'm from the South. I'm from Georgia. I'm from Savannah. I'm Atlanta's little cousin, basically. I'm from Georgia, so I don't know what they say in New York, but I ain't never heard no New Yorker call 50 Cent the king. I ain't never heard that. So I don't know. Like New York's probably looking at this like, man, we don't feel no type of way about this.
word from niggas in prison, your name is in them. Peter Parker journalism, he's saying, I guess I'm Venom. Morals won't break up in them. New Yorkers, you gon' defend them? This your king, huh? He been a victim from the get-go. Murder Inc. pumped his ass full of bullet holes. Cam did him like a hoe on the radio.
All right, let's go through it one by one. Murder Inc. is not the one that pumped him full of bullet holes, bro. And the person that pumped him full of bullet holes is not with us. From what we've heard, from the stories that have been told. He ain't with us no more. So he gone. Like I said, I don't think that that's like a low blow or anything like that. I just don't think like the Murder Inc. thing. If it's even remotely in question, Murder Inc. did nothing to spoil 50 Cent. 50 Cent obliterated Murder Inc. with the help of Shady Records and Aftermath. It's not even close, bro.
Pumped his ass full of bullet holes. Cam did him like a hoe on the radio.
Seemed like that for a minute when Cam did that whole little the whole little radio thing, man. It seemed like it for a minute, but then Dipset fell apart right after, and you know, one of my favorite 50 diss records is a Cameron diss record. It's at the end of a Young Buck album, and 50 was like, from now on, Cameron. You're like, I don't know, man. It was just dope. It's dope, especially at that point in time. But I wouldn't say that I wouldn't say that. It's up in the air. You can decide.
Took losses from Rick Ross and Fat Joe.
I know why people say that Rick Ross got the best of him. I know. Mafia music. Musically, sonically, like Rick Ross was rapping at his best during that time frame, and 50 was already on the way out the door. I understand why people say that, but I think that 50 letting it be known that Rick Ross was a correctional officer did more harm to Rick Ross than Rick Ross could ever even try to do to 50. That's my personal thoughts. Cause I don't even listen to real like no, you're not gonna listen to a dude the same when you find out that he worked in corrections, bro. You're not. You know, and it's okay to ignore it. Like Rick Ross has some slaps, man. I get it. But in the back of your mind, you know that he was a correctional officer, and I think that did way more harm to Rick Ross's career than Rick did to 50. Way more.
Hit him like a hoe on the radio. Took losses from Rick Ross and Fat Joe.
I don't think he took no losses from Fat Joe.
Jada spanked that baby thinking it's sweet.
Jada Kiss did spank that baby thinking it was sweet. Jada Kiss is the only one out of this whole bunch that I feel like really did give 50 hell. He gave 50 hell, bro. Those diss records to 50 from like Jada Kiss and Styles P were incredible. Those were fire.
Yeah, stood up to him, made it first week of defeat. It always happened to.
Now that whole thing with Ye taking the seat and going head to head with him for those first week sales, I get it. It looks like a really rough defeat, but it was crazy for hip hop. Both of them sold a crazy amount of records. That album has some slaps on it. Graduation will always be better than Curtis, obviously, but I think that at that time frame, you were seeing a shift regardless. Like it was a shift from like gangster rap to backpack rap. And it was monumental. It was necessary for the culture, in my opinion. I like where it headed after that. That's when you went into Kanye, uh, Lupe, Drake. Like you started getting these guys that were making incredible hip hop music that let you know, like it's all right to be you. You know, I think that was dope as well. So
Too much yapping, nigga slapping your cheeks. So what the fuck you think gonna happen out here playing with me? You got the right one.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. This was hard. This record is hard. I love the energy. I love what T.I. stands on. I love what he's doing. And if it was against any other rapper in the world other than 50, I feel like I would be celebrating it a lot more than what I actually am. And that second verse is cold, bro. That second verse is cold. That's where the real digs start coming out. That I love it. I love it. I love it. I love everything about it. And I love T.I. I just feel like a lot of those digs weren't really valid. You know what I mean? Like if there was really paperwork on 50, you would see it. You can't just take a man's like what it I mean, I hate to bring up Drake in this scenario, but Drake said it too. Like, you better show some proof or that paperwork is fake tea. I agree. You know what I mean? If you're gonna start mentioning paperwork, just show it, bro. It's like let it be known or don't, you know? But I feel like 50 is in a position where he is not gonna rap with y'all. And I said this on the live that I made. It's in a bunch of shorts that I've done recently. 50 ain't rapping with you. 50 ain't doing no verses. 50 ain't gonna come back at this because 50 is not a rapper. I mean, point blank, period. That's what it is. 50 is not a rapper. So if you ask me, yes, this diss was hard. Yes, I'm excited about T.I.'s album. Yeah, I think that Let 'Em Know is like the hardest song this year so far. Easily. I can't wait for T.I.'s project to come out. And I think that this diss record is super dope. It does nothing to hurt 50 Cent, bro. It does nothing to hurt 50 Cent. I just don't think people really realize like how much of a megastar 50 really is. So that's one. And then two, like we could say like he's taking a rap battle L, but to somebody that doesn't rap, what does that mean? Y'all feel where I'm coming from? Like that's like saying that I took a battle rap L at this point. I don't rap. 50 doesn't rap, bro. I mean, that's probably not the same as saying me, but at the end of the day, like I'm just looking at it like, is dissing a non-rapper really it? Is that really the move? Is that really what's popping? But like I said, I think what it is T.I. just kind of had these feelings and he's been feeling this way for a long time. Had to be because 50 was, I mean, none of this is new, bro. 50 was calling T.I. a snitch 20 years ago. 50 was calling T.I. snitch 20 years ago. 50 said he didn't want to do a versus with T.I. 5 years ago. None of this is new. So when T.I. starts talking about like, man, this ain't random, bro. We talked about it behind the scenes, this, that, and the third. That must have been 6 years ago. I mean, 50 already told you no, bro. He already said he was never going to do a versus because he looks at it as like a COVID thing where you're reviving your career, revamping your career. And 50 doesn't see the need to do that. I mean, he just went on a crazy tour, bro. The what was it? The Final Lap tour, or whatever. I went to see him in Atlanta. It was fire. It was a great show. So I don't know. I just feel like he ain't really taking an L here. But I also don't think that means Ti is taking an L. I think this is W for Ti because you're bringing more eyes to your project, and I think that this project is about to be super nice based off of what I've been hearing. The war snippet sounds incredible. That sounds like Hurt Part Two. Let them know is a banger, bro. Like my daughter walks out to it in softball. I'm super excited about this Ti album. I didn't need no 50 Cent digs to be excited for this Ti album, but a lot of people out there are probably just realizing that Ti's got an album dropping. Now, what I will say is when he drops the video for Let Him Know on Friday, that I'm super excited for that. Super excited for that. But as far as this whole battle is concerned, man, I mean, this is the truth, bro. If 50 don't say nothing or do nothing, this is over in 3 days. It's really, and would I love to hear 50 get back in the booth and rap again? No. No, I don't, man. The last time that I heard him rap was on that Nas album and it was trash. It was absolute garbage, bro. I don't want to hear that. That's you want to talk like no. Now, when I saw him perform, it was incredible. He did a great job. He really did. Like his performance skills were all the way up there. I don't want to hear 50 rapping on a record in 2026. And I'm excited to hear Ti rap on a record in 2026. I don't know what that means as 50 being my favorite. I don't think nobody can touch like 2002 to 2006 50 Cent. And when y'all start talking about the verses, y'all are talking about 50's albums. Y'all are missing out on G Unit out the Beg for Mercy album. You're missing out on the documentary, like classics on the documentary that 50's features. 50's got I just don't know. I don't know what that versus looks like. I know that it would be really, really dope if it was done right, but it ain't gonna happen because 50's not doing it. And I just live in a world where I know that ain't gonna happen in the same way that I know that he ain't gonna release a diss record to Ti. So that's my thoughts, man. That's the way that I feel about this whole situation. I'm excited to see what Ti's got next. Kind of donezo with the beef, though, man. It just ain't really. It ain't going nowhere. Neither one of them like each other. It is what it is, and I do think that it's dope of Ti to get on wax and diss him, but it's kind of also not that dope because he's a non-rapper. It ain't like he's gonna diss you back, and Ti knows that. It might be the way to do it though, like because 50's always doing the memes, and like you can never win a war in that way. So it might be smarter to just make the diss record because you know he ain't gonna diss you back. That's just don't expect him to diss you back. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. All right. I appreciate you guys, man. I've been rambling about it for 30 minutes. So thank you for watching. Make sure you click like and subscribe on your way out the door, and I will see y'all on the next one. All right. Peace.